Greetings from Tromaville. This is Lloyd Kaufman, president of Troma Entertainment and creator of The Toxic Avenger. You know, folks, when we're not making those great movies like Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead, and Terra Firma, and Romeo and Juliet, we like to kick back and listen to Without Your Head, because Without Your Head is the greatest entertainment on the face of the earth. Yes, listen to Without Your Head. The Troma team does, and the Troma team's been around for 35 years.
You think they'll ever release it on DVD or on tape in 3D?
The what?
Do you think they could ever release it, or they'll ever release it on DVD and 3D?
They do have a VHS with which is 3D. It's not very good. I mean, it gives you some things of it, but it's not like sitting in a theater with a large screen. And I mean, it literally leaps out at you, because they shot a lot of film from the stage looking back at the audience while the movie is on. And boy, I tell you, you see people with all kinds of expressions on their face, from screaming to putting their hands up, to ducking down, So yeah, if you ever have a chance to see a 3D movie on a large screen, go see it. Then you'll understand what I'm saying.
On the Legacy collection, they tell some stories about you that you used to like to put on the astute after you did the movie and scare some people in public.
Oh no, no, we had a thing, when we had a large lake. It's still there at Universal Studios, and what I would do is a lot of time when they didn't need me, I just go out in the lake and I go swim. I just sort of float around. So Rock Hudson came up to me and he says, "Why don't we do this?" Because Rock and I were good friends. He said, "I'll bring people up there, and what you do, you'll try to scare them." And I said, "Sure." So he would call the set, then the set would call me and he'd say, "Benny, Rock's bringing about 5 or 6 people up here." I'd go out in the water, and I'd get out in the middle of the lake, and all you could see would be my eyes and the top of my head. Like alligators do?
Right.
See the top of their heads? So I'd sit out there, and then I would watch, and then I could see him pointing out at me, and he would get the people down by the beach, and then he would be pointing, and everybody would be pointing at me. Then that would be my cue, and what I would do, I would come in closer and closer, but all they could see was the top of my head. So they couldn't tell what it is. It looked like a coconut floating out there. Right. And I got closer and closer until the water was about 2-3 feet, which wasn't far from the beach where they are. And then all of a sudden, I would leap straight up in the air and go, "Wah!" and the water flying all over with this weird, and the people would just, so have heart attacks. So the studio found out about it, and they told Rock and I to cut it out because they were afraid that maybe someday some guy's going to come up there, and I'm going to do that, and the guy's going to have a heart attack and die. So they said, "Don't do it anymore," even though it was funny.
Right. It was. Oh, we got a call here, Rob. You're on air with Benny Chapman. Do you have a question? Can you hear us, Rob?
Rob, are you there? Rob, I can't hear you. Of course, right. I'm in Waikiki.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was just wondering if you were ever offered to play the Gillman again in the sequels, if they ever offered the part again to you.
No, they didn't, because I had left the studio. I just had a 1-year contract, and they didn't pick up my option. So I moved on, and a friend of mine, Tom Hennessy, did Revenge of the Creature. And so, no, they didn't ask, they didn't call me or anything. And, when you're working in studios, you go from picture to picture. So, and then in those days, see, we didn't know that 50 years later, Creature from the Black Lagoon would be a classic. We just thought it was some science fiction movie, and in a couple of months they're going to forget about it. But no, they didn't contact me, so I didn't do it.
Okay.
Are you surprised that it is remembered so fondly?
That is what?
That people remember it so fondly.
Well, Julie and I, that's the biggest question because when we do shows together, then we go up and we do a question and answer, and that's one of the questions people say. Did you people think that 50 years later? And we look at each other and we go, no, of course not. We didn't think that it would become what it is today, because I would have been so busy every day, and I wouldn't be, stealing, but taking things from the set and putting it in my car and taking it home, because they took everything from the movie and threw it away.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, I would have bought the boat, the Rita.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, I would have bought her in a heartbeat and turned it into a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't, you didn't think, you thought, oh, yeah, it's just another movie. Hey, I got another job, and I was doing some movies or some television shows. So, no, we had no idea. That gun that they used in there, we have no idea. They threw it away. They threw they threw all the stuff you see in there. They threw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And they threw away costumes, too. But, of course, they wouldn't have lasted. Now, had we known, we could put them into something that was temperature controlled.
Right.
And kept it till today, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But we had no idea. No.
Do you collect any of the new things that they make? Any of the new memorabilia? Or any new toys?
Well, I don't collect, but the fans come up to me at the tables.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring stuff up and they go, oh, here, I brought this for you. I thought maybe you'd like to have this.
Right.
And because I love, Julie and I, we love our fans. Because we realize we wouldn't be where we are today if it weren't for the fans, because fans are what make you. You don't make the movie. The fan makes the movie.
Mm-hmm.
See? So anybody that tells you, no, so-and-so, he makes the movie, that's bullshit. Oops, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
No, but that's true.
Mm-hmm.
No. The fans are the people who make the movie. The more fans that come see the movie, naturally, the more popular.
Mm-hmm.
The more popular the star becomes. So, Julie and I, we have a lot of love for our fans, because we know that without them, we wouldn't be around. We'd just be sitting on a beach someplace.
On the documentary on the DVD, they mentioned Julie Adams having the best legs in Hollywood at the time. And that she had.
Yeah.
I was asking if do you agree with that?
Oh, I sure do. I sure do. Let me tell you. Hey, when she and I were both contractees in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the only two alive today, because all the other people, all the rest of the cast, they were older people already. Richard Carlson was a star already. He came from the 30s, so did Richard Denning and Mr. Paiva and Whit Bazell, and these were great character actors and great stars on their own. So that's the other thing that made the movie. It was a perfect casting. These were great people. But I celebrated my 25th birthday while making Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at 80 years old right now. So, but they never asked me, and we moved on, and little did we know that it would become what it is today.